It's not really. I think his head's the more important thing. And you know what? I fully am on board with the fact that he doesn't accept who he is anymore. I can see why now. I understand why. I can see why he might have a problem. I'm not sure he can see it, though. I'm sorry, I was sitting up for that one.
I know. If you weren't gonna, I was.
By the time school let out, I was actually in a pretty good mood. As a bonus, the day had a few mildly annoying moments, as opposed to the whole thing basically sucking. I was relieved by that for sure. Allie showed up at my class to get me, waiting by the door while I shoved all my stuff in my book bag.
It really stopped on the word waiting this time.
Really?
I heard waiting, and then it paused for a really long time, and
That's
then
so weird.
it went back to waiting by the door while I shut. It's a really long pause.
That's weird.
I don't know why it's.
We make a quick pit stop at my locker before she insists on taking me up to the 4th floor to see the club.
So, did you make up your mind yet? I mean, about trying out the club. You will, right?
Well, I mean, you're kind of hurting me that way regardless.
Yep. Oh, that's still me.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not like you have anything else to do.
I wasn't sure if it was delay or not.
I was like waiting
That's
for you to
true.
talk, and I was like, oh, is there like major delay?
It's not me. I'll just take a peek, okay?
Alright, I'm sure you'll like it.
Whoa. At the bottom of the stairs, I paused and looked up. I've been to the 2nd and 3rd floors, but never the 4th.
Yeah, this game has a lot of backgrounds.
There is a lot of backgrounds. I'd heard it's just a bunch of empty classes. Even when I was here in middle school, everyone had said it was haunted. We started up together. Are all the high school clubs up on the 4th floor?
No, there are only about 5 others besides us. A lot of people prefer to use classrooms on the lower floors. Apparently, it's creepy up here.
I've heard that. I stopped at the- Why are the lights off? I stopped at the top of the stairs, shivering slightly as I looked down the long hallway. It looked just like the one downstairs, but I had to admit the atmosphere was different. Maybe it was because most of the lights were off, or maybe the air was just stuffy because no one really used the space much.
We are about to enter my favorite part of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Be prepared. Or my favorite moment in the game.
It really did feel different, though.
Come on!
Ellie took my arm and pulled me down the hall towards one of the open classrooms. I stopped outside and peered in. No one else was there. The club room itself looked pretty boring, actually. I was surprised, especially after hearing how creepy people found it. Instead, it just looked like a really normal, empty classroom. It wasn't creepy at all. Looks kind of mundane.
Right?
Oh! Why did it sound like she karate chopped us? What the heck? Out of nowhere, Allie practically shoved me through the door, and something happened. This is so cool. What?
So, what do you think?
What? It looks... What?
Looks a lot bigger when you're inside, it doesn't it? That line broke me for some reason.
They're slack-jawed. She had the most infuriatingly smug look on her face. Bigger? Yeah, it looks bigger and completely different. Where did all this stuff come from? I looked at the hallway. It looked as normal as ever. But the classroom was now brimming with furniture and decorations that had definitely been in here when I first looked in. I rubbed my eyes, though I'm not sure what I expected that to do.
Really cutting you out here and there.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That's so weird. weird.
Oh,
Hold
my
on.
connection's not great.
Oh.
Okay, let me try restarting my computer.
Okay. I'll wait.
Okay. Give me like
Intermission.
5 minutes.
Okay.
I'll be back. Hopefully. We hope and pray.
Yes. Maybe like, are you close to your mic, by the way? Just making sure.
I'm very close to my mic. I
Okay,
have
okay.
been very close to my mic all night,
Okay.
so
All right.
it's not that.
Okay.
Okay. Was I dreaming? No, I mean, obviously I wasn't. But, how? I shook my head and walked back out into the hall. It looks totally normal from out here, and... Allie? I couldn't see her anymore either. I burst back into the classroom, and there she was again, along with all the decor and furniture. Whoa, I don't understand. What is going on? My head was spinning as I tried to work this out. Mirrors? Or something? It had to be mirrors or something, right?
Yee! I knew you were one of us!
She grabbed my hands and squeezed them, grinning at me happily. Whoa, back up. One of us what? Who is it?
I have no idea who's talking right now. A paranormal
I don't
or a
know.
cryptic, some refer to us as supernatural as well. Who's talking? Oh!
Mark?
Okay.
Who's Mark? Oh, that guy.
Who's Mark?
Who's Mark?
Who's Mark?
He doesn't look like a Mark, okay?
I know.
That's you.
No. It's not
Yes.
me. You voiced Mark last time.
Oh, I am Mark! I forgot I was Mark.
Danny's not here right now. So.
Yeah. You sound uncertain. Wait, no, he's really deep.
Yeah, he's also really
Wait.
like
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah. I know.
got
I
the
just,
vibe, right?
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, had he been here the whole time? He was just standing in the corner by a large bookshelf, a book in hand, as he glared at me with the usual disdain. Man was just standing there.
Yep.
No, I know you. I just have no clue what's going on here. He shot Allie a strange look and huffed an annoyed sigh as he snapped the book shut.
She's probably still awakening. I mean, she's obviously one of us. She's here, right? If she wasn't one of us, she wouldn't be able to see the club room.
I studied Allie worriedly. Allie, you're kind of starting to creep me out. Why do you keep saying one of us like I've just been inducted to some sort of creepy cult? Also, paranormal? Cryptic?
Okay, calm down. Take some deep breaths before your blood pressure gets dangerously high. I know this is confusing, but I can explain.
Very amusing, but I don't want to take deep breaths. I want to know what's going on.
Okay, well, you're a logical person. Just put two and two together. Clearly this isn't a normal classroom, right?
Oh, this is a terrible description. Well, yeah.
There are two possible ways to explain what you've experienced. Science or magic, right?
Science wasn't my forte for sure, but magic? I think I need to sit down. Allie helped me to the nearest sofa, and Mark produced a glass of water from somewhere. Wait, that's such a great line, though. For all I knew, he pulled it out of a hat. My head was spinning like crazy. Magic. Allie was not trying to tell me that this was some kind of magic room, was she? Or even before that, was she trying to tell me that magic was real? Feeling better? Not really. Allie just laughed. I glared at her. This was not a laughing matter. I was having a crisis! Are you telling me that magic is a thing? A real thing? A thing that actually exists in a real, practical way?
Yes.
And this room is magical?
Yep.
And I'm magical?
Most likely.
I stared at the door. I could see the hallway outside. It looked perfectly normal. There was nothing near the door that could explain what happened when I entered. No visible mirrors, cameras, or projectors. Heck, I couldn't even come up with a way that it was possible to do something like that with projectors and cameras. I took a deep breath and let it out slowly. At lunch, someone said that this club doesn't take new members much. This is a club specifically for the supernatural members of the student body. Obviously, normal humans can't be permitted to enter. Typical humans can't see this room, not as it is. As you notice, from the outside, it looks like a normal empty classroom.
From the inside, it still looks like a normal empty classroom, to normal people. In fact, the spell in this place actually repulses normal people, so they don't even want to enter it.
A spell? Like a magic spell?
Yep.
Is this how Alice felt when she fell down the rabbit hole? Actually, I was pretty sure Alice handled it way better than I'm handling this. I took a deep breath as I listened to Allie's explanation.
The spell is designed to protect the club from discovery. It can alter memories, perception, or even the room's location if it needs to, all toward that end.
I was still trying to get my head around all of this. I mean, logically, I knew none of this could be true. But here was Allie, someone I trusted and knew was down to earth, and she was telling me this was real. And maybe it was a prank, but I really didn't think Mark was the sort to play prank. Based on our meeting the previous day, I was almost certain he didn't have a sense of humor. And Allie wouldn't do something like that to me. Not today.
That he raised his eyebrow.
Did he?
Look. Hold on, let me go back.
Oh my gosh, he did!
Yeah. It's like...
Can he hear our thoughts? That'd be funny. That'd be unfortunate, but that'd be funny. I looked up at her as she patted my hand gently. So I can see this room because I'm not normal.
That's correct.
What about you?
Well, I'm a witch. The magic-using kind. Well...
I tilted my... Yeah, I kind of... As soon as she kicked us into this room, I kind of pegged that she was a witch. I will be real.
A witch is the only person who would just kick you through a door.
Yeah, a witch is the only one who would... I'm imagining her, like, roundhouse kicking us in the back and shoving us into the room. Like, that's how it's pictured in my head, how this went down.
She also gives heavy witch vibes, I'm not gonna lie. If you look at her.
She does. It's the color
color
scheme
palette
that she's got going on, yeah. I tilted my head slightly. Oh. Okay, I hadn't actually expected that answer. Not sure what I did expect, though. Okay, let's assume for the moment that instead of thinking you're just insane, I believe you. How did you know I was, what'd you say, cryptid? I mean, you invited me to the club this morning, so you already knew, right? Cryptid is the word you're looking for. Cryptic is the word you're looking for. We're not animals.
Cryptids are creatures that can't be proven with science, but cryptic is just a name some people adopted for us. It's shorter to say than paranormal or supernatural, so a lot of us go with it.
Hey, unless there's a test on it, I'm not interested in vocabulary at the moment. Is she always this sarcastic?
Usually. It's worse when she's upset. It's sort of like a litmus you can use to tell how close she is to having a complete freakout.
I see. I'm right here. And what I'm interested in is how you knew I was a cryptic, or at least why you thought I was.
Blood pressure?
Allie!
Okay, calm down. The reason I knew was because of Corvin.
Corvin? What does he have to do with it?
Remember that book he dropped?
Yeah, that weird, creepy one?
I think that's Corvin. Oh shoot, what did I do?
Yeah. You're Corvin. He's a sorcerer.
Okay, I just want to make sure it was him. Okay.
Yeah, it was obviously him.
I just wanted to make sure. Alright. It wasn't just a book, it was a grimoire.
He's standing right behind me, isn't he? Corvin was standing at the door as if he'd just come inside. Man, if this was a prank, they were really going all out. But at this point, I had a feeling that hoping it was just a prank was pointless. Mark's lack of funny bone aside, Allie didn't look like she was joking.
And it's not creepy, by the way. Don't call someone's grimoire creepy. Hey, Car. So we were right about your friend. Well, you can see for yourself. Welcome to the Paranormal Mysteries Club. Madison, right?
As usual, he was pretty bubbly. He waved at me from across the room. Did you just say it was a grimoire? Like, a magic book?
That's right, and normal people can't see it, so when you kindly wanted to pick it up for me, I knew you couldn't be a normal human. Thank you,
Wait, so what
buddy.
if we had not gone to pick it up?
I think the option was like, that option...
It was that, or you go pick it up later?
Yeah, it was like one of the options.
Do you pick it up no matter what?
I think so, but actually,
Is this the way, like, they have to
going
find
to
out?
pick it up is like points with Corbin.
Oh.
Willingly diving in to pick it up is like showing. Like,
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I forget what the other choice does. Thank you, by the way. That was nice of you.
If I'm not normal, then what am I? A witch or something? And does that mean Spencer is magic too? Because I really don't think letting him have magic is a good plan. That's funny.
Who's Spencer?
My brother. My very paranoid, emotionally delicate brother. While I was speaking, Corbin wandered over and sat on the table next to the sofa. And immediately overturned the glass of water Mark had given me. He's so clumsy.
Yep.
He jumped back as a cascade of water ran down his pants and down the arm of the couch and down the arm of the couch onto my lap.
Oh, sorry.
I was still too shocked by the whole magic thing to even react.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry?
He looked around, presumably for something to wipe up the water with. I just sat there, staring at my soaked jeans dumbly. Allie, perhaps you could...
Don't worry, I've got it. Annoying as that was, this should prove it to you, Madison.
She flicked her hands toward me in a strange circular motion and chanted something under her breath. What? I felt an undeniable wave of warm air and looked down to find my clothes were completely dry, as was the sofa. I patted my hands over my legs in wonder. There was no sign that they'd been soaked through only moments before. Whoa. That even dried my underwear. Creepy.
Really, Allie? Come on.
His pants were still soaked all down the front.
Maybe if you'd learned to actually read the mood for a change.
It wasn't on purpose. Help a guy out. Your magic really isn't my forte.
Corbin made his best attempt at sad puppy eyes. Allie sighed and rolled her eyes before repeating the hand gesture and chanting she'd previously aimed at me. This time I saw something. It was kind of hard to describe. The air around Corbin seemed to ripple and the water was just suddenly gone. That was not the correct wording, but whatever. This is real, isn't it? Allie turned back to me. I knew I was gawking up at her, but I couldn't help it. I mean, none of this was possible. Except I was watching it happen. No mirrors, no tricks. This was the real thing. Oh my god. You're telling me that I can learn to do that kind of thing?
Now that we don't know. There are a lot of different types of cryptics, not all of which have inherent magic, and we don't really know what type you are.
There are many that are non-human. Wait, if I'm some kind of non-human thing, what about my family? Are you saying my parents have basically been lying to me all this time?
Not necessarily. Someone could be a cryptic without their family knowing. For instance, if they were infected by something that changed them.
Like zombies?
No, like vampirism or lycanthropy.
I am not a vampire. Wait, vampire? No, you're most certainly not a vampire. Hey, why are you saying that in such a snooty way, mister? But infection isn't the only way for humans to acquire supernatural abilities.
Aside from being born with innate magic, there are lots of reasons humans develop powers. Being descended from paranormal creatures is one reason, like having Fey or Elvish blood somewhere in your lineage.
They're elves! I didn't even think of elves! I'm dumb. I didn't think of half the supernatural. I've got to be real, I should have made a list of supernatural creatures because I was not prepared the other day. Elves?
If you did, there's a good chance your parents wouldn't even know, depending how far back it was. And Fey blood can lie dormant for generations before rearing its head again.
He was talking to me about elves. I gripped the forehead. I gripped the forehead? Okay. I gripped my forehead tightly. I could almost feel my brain being crushed under the weight of all of this.
What everyone is trying to get at is that there are lots of possibilities. If you've never demonstrated magic before, it's probably just developing right now.
And probably for reasons similar to what Corvin just stated. So now you're telling me I'm not even human? I'm a fairy or something?
Calm down. No one is saying that. We don't know anything for certain just yet.
There are ways to find out, though. Some of them just take time.
I don't think I want to join this or be part of this. I mean, suddenly being not even human, it just felt gross just thinking of the idea that I wasn't even what I thought I was my whole life. I didn't like it. I caught that look the three of them shared. What is it?
It's just that you don't really get a choice.
What?
Just listen. If you think about it logically, people like us can pose a huge threat to human society. If not because we have unusual abilities, then because by not keeping the secret, we could disrupt things.
There are other reasons as well, but those are the primary ones. As you can imagine, there are organizations in place to govern people like us, since normal law enforcement can't really do it. Organizations like...
Like government organizations that keep track of cryptics.
So, now that I...
Part of the reason this club exists is because we kind of help keep an eye on the cryptics in the school and town as a whole.
You mean there's more than just... Wait, Danny and Elliot are in this club.
That's right.
So they're...
Also cryptics. And there are quite a few others. Once we discover someone new, we're obligated to report them and bring them into the club. The cryptic registration office lets students register through us because it's less stressful than having to go to the local agency.
But people who don't cooperate with us have to deal with them directly.
It's way better to deal with us. I mean, they're not dangerous or anything, but still.
The agency is definitely full of weirdos. You don't want to meet them anytime soon.
So I don't get a choice at all.
Look, it sounds all scary, but it's not. Your world is about to become really amazing. And think about it this way. What happened to you and Spencer as kids may be connected to this.
That wasn't entirely implausible, actually.
Remember when you were little? You and Spencer used to always tell me about the things you saw out in the woods.
We were just playing, though.
Were you?
I ran my hand over my face, thinking about that. It was so long ago. Memories were understandably fuzzy. I remember that Spencer and I had imaginary friends. Sometimes they would come and talk to me at night, and... Was it possible that it was actually real? Then, when I vanished, when Spencer was attacked, the things he said back then...
We can help you research that. Maybe find some answers. Maybe find a way to help Spencer and fix whatever broke there.
You really think I could do that?
Sure. If you learn about yourself, surely you'll learn something about your twin as well.
No, the first one.
This one?
I'm down. I like being supernatural. Let's go. The exact opposite reaction of our character. Me be like, yeah, let's go.
Magic.
Supernatural squad time. You said even if I'm a cryptic, it doesn't mean my family is.
That's right. Cryptics have weird genetic quirks. Like I said, with certain types of lineage, it's possible no one will even have the slightest affinity for magic, or exhibit any cryptic traits for decades. Then it suddenly pops up again, in one person, in one generation as strong as when it first injected into the bloodline.
That's why something like that might be more probable for you than just spontaneously developing magic, though that does happen too, rarely.
So that means it's just me. I'm the only one that's different.
Not necessarily. You're twins after all. It's just that given his personality, we might want to approach him more cautiously.
No, roundhouse kick him into this room, Allie. Do it, bet. I want to see it happen. This is all way too much. I stood up and gave Allie a shaky smile. I think I need some fresh air.
Madison.
Just for a few minutes, please. I just can't absorb all of this at once. I step around Mark and Corvin and head to the door. For the door. That says. The room felt like it was closing in around me. I had to get out of there and back to reality for a few minutes.
Before I click
We're gonna
ahead some
smack
more,
into.
I have to ask. What are your new theories for the three we just talked to besides Allie, who we know is a witch?
Yeah, okay. Grimoire, I'm feeling like sorcerer vibes.
Okay.
I'm going very D&D with this.
Okay.
Sorcerer or I guess warlock is probably like, yeah, warlock.
Your
that
past
feels
guests
so
had me
boring.
laughing so hard.
I know, but also
I get
there was
why.
nothing suggesting either of like. For the moment, if you had to give me, like, there's nothing saying
Yeah.
witch on either of them
Yeah.
up until this point, I gotta say.
That's fair.
The book thing definitely was weird, but it wasn't as weird as every single time they
They
give clues about these people that I'm like,
very misleading.
yeah. I literally didn't even think of elves. I don't know why I didn't think of elves. I should have. This is just D&D, honestly, right now.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I forgot all of my D&D knowledge because
Oh,
probably because I
dear.
don't have a lot of it. Okay, well, so I mean, obviously, our little angsty boy is obviously either a fairy or an elf
Okay.
because he's got pointed ears.
Okay.
But then that would also suggest that, what's his face? Heterochromia.
Mhm.
I don't know their names yet.
Ewan.
Would also probably be one of those because I can't think of any other species
Okay.
that has pointed ears.
So that's it. You're about to find out exactly what he is right now.
Him,
Yeah.
our little heterochromia boy.
Yep. So let's just
Okay.
read on.
Okay. I could contemplate the implications of all of this in a place that didn't make me feel like I'd been carted off by a tornado to some strange place, and I should expect singing munchkins to appear soon. I love that. We're just throwing out all the references. I didn't even know where I was going, just out, just away from here. Someone stepped through the doorway just as I tried to leave. Yep, I could have seen that coming. Can you please move? What the heck?
So remember how I said his motorcycle's important?
Yeah?
Do you get it now?
No?
What's a local legend that consists of somebody that rides something?
Oh, the headless horseman?
There you go.
Wolves, that's not all. No. Wolves, that's.
No,
No.
it's not exactly
No.
a headless horseman.
Mate,
No.
that has to do with his head, not the vehicle in which he rides.
Yeah, but I said it is important.
But it's not really. I think his head's the more important thing. And you know what? I fully am on board with the fact that he doesn't accept who he is anymore. I can see why now. I understand why. I can see why he might have a problem. I'm not sure he can see it though. I'm sorry, I was sitting up for that one.
I know. If you weren't gonna, I was. Alright, read on.
Okay. My words shut off to a terrifying squeak when I look up to the boy I was speaking to. He had no. My vision blurred and the entire field of vision narrowed into the empty space above his shoulders and the gaping hole where his neck should connect to his head. Stunned, I turned back to Allie, though I didn't know what I intended to say. My airways constricted, and for a moment I forgot how to breathe. My knees started to go all wobbly, and I knew I was about to hit the floor. Yay!
Madison! Hello?
Not hear my beautiful
No,
line.
I didn't hear your line.
Well, I think I'm gonna pass out now.
There you go.
And with that, everything went black.